Hi everyone, my name's Steve and I work as a contract quality engineer in the automotive industry. What I'm going to talk to you about is about some of the myths that you might have heard about engineers and engineering. And I'll tell you some of the truths about that. Well, some engineers don't have any social skills, but they're very few and far between. Some of us are looked on as a bit geeky, and again, some of us are and some of us aren't. But we do socialise and we have to communicate well because we need to share ideas. But you might have seen some of the programmes on TV like The Big Bang Theory that does portray people as a little bit geeky. But yes, there are engineers who are geeks and there are certainly far more who aren't. Well, again, you've probably seen programmes like MacGyver, where he's an engineer, a scientist, a physicist, and he can fix absolutely anything and make absolutely anything out of anything. Well, many engineers can't fix things. We're very good at our specialist subjects, but that doesn't mean we can fix everything. Some things we can fix, of course, that's what we do. Like mechanics fix cars, or software engineers can look at programs and debug lots of codes. But we can't all do everything. But we're very good at certain things, as long as we specialise in them. We are creative people. Lots of engineers solve problems all day. It's pretty much all we do. So sometimes we have to be creative. We think what's called outside of the box. We think laterally. We have weird and wacky ideas, and some of them are actually quite brilliant. And many of the designs and the inventions that we see today have come because of weird and wacky ideas. So we have to be creative. Again, not all engineers are creative, but many of us are. Boring. Nothing about engineering is boring. We love to think outside the box and have creative ideas, weird and wacky ideas. And sometimes lots of us get together and we brainstorm these things. We try and find out the best way of solving a problem and we get on with it. That's really what we do. Well, love it or hate it, maths is generally part of an engineer's everyday life. Some of it's quite complex, but there's computers these days that solve complex problems for us. As long as we generally know what we're doing with maths, we can get computers programmed to solve lots of problems for us quicker than we ever could with pencil and paper or using Excel, for example. Even calculators, they're great for everyday maths. And most engineers, we're using calculators to solve some of the problems that we come across. But we don't have to love maths, we just have to work with it. We have to communicate, to share ideas, to give our answers to problems, to share information and communicate with other people in our companies. It's a global world now, so we communicate all over the planet, whether we're using emails and video conferencing like Zoom or Skype. So we have to communicate. Again, some people have difficulty doing that. They're not so clear, but very, very technical people have technical solutions and want to share all the technicalities. What we really want is the bare bones of the information. What do we need to know and how do we best share that idea? So communication skills, they are required by engineers. Some of us are better than it than others. That's life. Well, there are very few people in the world who have interests in absolutely everything. Generally, when we're young, we have lots and lots of hobbies and we try and find out what's best for us. What do we really enjoy? And our interests might change as we grow older. But engineers, certainly we're not limited in our interests. We like to try different things, pretty much like you do, and find out what's best for us. What do we most enjoy? What do we become particularly good at? What do we thrive on? And these are the things that interest us. And sometimes our hobbies turn into our work. That's the way it is. Unfortunately, it is still a fact that engineering is a male-dominated career. There are far more men in engineering than there are women, and we need to change that. And it's people like me talking to younger people like you to help you realise that there is a job for everybody. And we need to develop our interests and the things that we're good at and turn them into a career. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female, whatever your background is, however diverse your upbringing is, it really doesn't matter. We need to change the current status and make sure that younger people realise that there is a job regardless of your sex, regardless of your background. There are many different ways into engineering. We don't all need to go to university and study a degree or a higher degree. There are apprenticeships, and these are careers that help you learn from other people and be paid while you learn. You could go to college, and you can even now go to university. Yes, there are things called degree apprenticeships, so you have the best of both worlds. You can learn from other people, their skills and their trades and their techniques, and you can also go to university and earn a degree. It's hard, but it's doable. All you have to do is work hard and be prepared to embark on a really, really rewarding career. Now, I'm a contract engineer, and that means I work for many different clients, helping them solve their problems and working with them to find a solution. Now, I'm very fortunate. I've worked all over the UK, Europe, and other parts of the planet. So I'm very fortunate. And many engineers do this. We're not confined to working in one place. We don't have to just work in one building or one factory or work for one employer. Many of us in our history have worked for many different employers, but always been in engineering. The skills we learn in engineering are what's called transferable skills. In other words, these are skills that we can take from one organisation to another, always doing engineering, but it might be the product that's different, the people will be different, the building and the factory might be different, but the skills needed are pretty much the same. So we're not restricted to one place. So that's just a little about some of the myths that you might have heard of, and I've tried to do my best to help you understand that some of them really aren't true at all. Whatever you choose to do in your career, I wish you all the best of luck. Bye-bye.